Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is Mason Turtles here, and today we're going to be going through 5 turtle and tortoise myths debunked. So let's get into the video. So the first myth is turtles are slow. Well, this can be debated, but when you look at a turtle, you'll quickly realize they are not slow, okay? Ralph, my North American wood turtle, he is nothing close to being slow. Okay, yes, they aren't as fast as humans, but I mean, if you look at a snapping turtle or a soft-shell turtle, soft-shell turtles are very quick, and, even if you come up on one, they zoom off into the water, so they are not really slow, and if you don't believe me, then go try and find yourself a aquatic turtle, or any type of turtle, and see how fast it really truly is, and you will realize, oh, these guys are not slow. So, there you guys go. Not all turtles are necessarily slow, they're just not as fast as humans are. Okay, the next one is turtles and tortoises leave their shell, okay? People mistake these guys for hermit crabs. Just because they have a shell does not mean they leave it. I can actually prove that they don't right about here with this turtle shell I found in the woods, okay? This was a box turtle shell, specifically a three-toed box turtle. And those of you that don't like to see this, don't look, of course, but when you look on the inside of their shell, gotta focus here. When you look on the inside of their shell, you can see a spinal cord, okay? A spinal cord, that means that they would have to rip their spinal cord off of their shell and then attach it back to another shell. So, if they were to do that, then this whole thing would have to be ripped off and attached back. And whenever I look at this, it goes into the shell. So, and another thing is, turtles and tortoises are born with shells, and hermit crabs are not. So, and I'm no expert on hermit crabs or crabs in general, but I know for a fact that turtles and tortoises are born with a shell, and they have something called a yolk sac that they absorb on the first couple days of their life. A couple weeks, couple days, you get it. And so, born with a shell, where did they get their shell other than it just being on them? So, they do not leave their shell. If they left their shell, then they would be born more like a lizard. So, yeah. So, there you guys go. True evidence that turtles do not leave their shells. Okay, the third myth is turtles are full vegetarians, okay? Some people think that, oh, well, we'll just hand them down some carrots and lettuce, and we'll be all good to go. Well, this is absolutely not true at all, okay? And I have many videos going off the diet of each. I have many videos on your turtles and tortoises diet and all of that, okay? So go check those out. I have tons of them, okay? And more to come in the future. Alright, so turtles in general, they are omnivorous, okay? They will eat both plant and animal matter. In the wild, they will not hesitate to eat even animal fecals or animal, poop, anything. They will not hesitate to eat that, even though it is disgusting. They are not going to decide. They'll eat whatever they can come across, and they will eat bugs, they will eat meat, they will eat, and then again, plant matter. But you have to realize, plant matter is not the only thing that they eat, okay? They eat pretty much anything. They will not hesitate to eat roadkill, okay? So, especially your box turtles. Box turtles, they'll practically come across, and if they come across a dead bird, they'll eat it. If they come across bird eggs, they'll eat it. If they come across, yes, some plant matter, like leaves and stuff like that, they might eat it. And they will eat fruit as well, and vegetables. Alright, in captivity, you need to be giving them a variety of both plant and animal matter, but, like more of the fruits, you don't want to give them too much animal matter. Like, you want to give them worms and other bugs, like soldier fly larvae, and you want to give them some, like, boiled eggs, and stuff like that. So you need to add variety, and yes, in the wild, they will eat a variety of things. They'll eat pretty much anything they can come across, that they have adapted to eat. This fourth one is actually pretty debatable, but this one is not a lot of people say this anymore, but a lot of people, like some people will say that turtles and tortoises live in their shell. Okay, this is kind of an easy one to kind of like answer, and typically they do not. Okay, that's like saying humans live in their shirts. Like that's like saying humans live in their clothing. Okay, except as I explained earlier, they're connected to it, so it's more like that would make it living inside of their body parts. So I don't know. I mean, they live as a creature, and their shell is part of them. So their shell on them would have to be part of them living in something, if that makes any sense. So technically, saying they live in their shell, it doesn't really sound right when you're looking at it realistically, because saying that they live in their shell is basically saying that that's their home. They have, like, kind of like saying how we live in a house. This is our home, okay? This has all of our resources and everything. Like, we have a refrigerator, we have all this. Now, turtles live in habitats, okay? They live in things like water, and like they live in streams and ponds and lakes. Okay, they do not specifically live in their shell, as for their shell is part of them, if that makes any sense. And last but most certainly not least is turtles and tortoises will not outgrow their tank. This is an absolute wrong gesture. Whoever came up with this is completely wrong, and that is very old information, okay? Turtles and tortoises, they will grow no matter what, and if you keep them in too small of an enclosure, a handful of things can go wrong, like metabolic bone disease. That also goes along if you're feeding them the wrong diet. Like, many things can go wrong if you do not upgrade their enclosure. Sure, they start off in a small enclosure. That does not mean you keep them in a small enclosure. If you see them getting bigger, and you should upgrade them. What I like to do is I came up with something called kind of measure your turtle or tortoise. Okay, measure it, and however many inches it is, add a 0 behind it. It works perfectly. Okay, a Russian tortoise, if it measures 5 inches, 6 inches, 50 gallons is perfect for an indoor enclosure, and of course, like 120 gallons of an outdoor enclosure would be great, and like the bigger is better, as I always say, because the bigger the enclosure, the happier the tortoise, the happier the tortoise keeper and the turtle keeper, okay? So the bigger the enclosure is always better, but something you can always do is just add a 0 behind how many inches they are, and that's how many gallons you give to them. But this does not apply to baby turtles as much, because that would just be nonsense, but bigger is always better. So, I mean, you can, of course, do that, but if you don't like something like Ralph, who is about an inch or 2 inches long, well, I would say about an inch and a third of an inch long. He's not in something so big. You could put him in like a 10-gallon, of course. But if it's something like a full-grown Russian tortoise, then 50, 60 gallons, even 100 gallons is great, because it's always going to be, it's giving them more of a natural environment. So with that being said, they do not outgrow their tank. Absolutely not, okay? So, I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. If you did end up liking this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, and comment down below what you all want to see next. See you all in the next one.